So I saw on your Facebook the other day that you had gone to the cattle barons.
I did.
You did? Were
Mhm.
you just there visiting, or I mean, like checking out, or did you get to work there?
No, I actually got to work.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did. I believe it was Infinite Plus magazine, and she also has the East Texas newspaper. There's a Spanish magazine. Don't ask me to say that. I can't do it. And then there's Women Today, and Women Today and Infinite, I believe, are flipped back to back magazines, and then they have the newspaper in the other one. Um, but yeah, they invited me. They asked me if I would do pictures of the show, the performance, sponsors, and all that. Montez Brothers were catering it. They raised $94,000
Wow.
for the American Cancer Society. So
That's
that was awesome.
that's great.
It was
Montez
fun.
is so good.
Oh,
So good.
girl,
What's your favorite thing to eat from there?
beef fajitas.
Yeah.
Love their beef. The beef is so tender. It's so tasteful. And then their refried beans aren't fake. They actually taste like refried beans.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get them at a lot of Mexican restaurants, and it just looks like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, that's not right. It's dried out. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
That's good. So I used to get to go to the cattle barons all the time
Hmm.
because my dad was on one of the committees. I actually think he was the chair of one of the committees,
Oh,
and he was involved in putting everything together. So the whole setup, it used to be outside,
yes, yes.
and it's
Hot.
all so hot, but all over the place in East Texas. And so he would construct the whole setup, all with all
Yeah.
the vendors and the stage. And so, yeah, I have a lot of memories of going to those, and just brings back a lot of memories. He actually did it up until somewhat recently, and my son got to help set
Oh,
some of
that's
it up.
cool.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
lots of fun. Got to see all kinds of people play throughout the
Yeah.
years.
That's probably the fun part is, I've always been a fan of Little Texas, and them performing, that was pretty cool. Yeah. I grew up, they're '90s country, so
Right.
you grew up with them, and yeah, that was a blast. I had a lot of fun, and actually 2 of the guys in the band are from Longview area.
Oh wow, I didn't know
The
that.
lead singer, he went to Pineywood School, and the other guy went to, he was Longview Lobo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had
So
no idea.
they were close to home, so they were able to see family and stuff, so that was cool.
That's interesting. We have several people who are pretty famous
A lot,
around the
yeah.
Texas area.
Yeah. That's true. So, you actually did something really cool here recently about your painting. Tell us.
I did. So I had a author. He is known as the hip hop author, but he writes children's books, and he writes
Oh, yeah.
all kinds of different children's books. And he had reached out to me on IG about illustrating a book. And it's a little bit less illustrating, but he used all my paintings.
That's too cool.
I know.
That really is cool.
Yeah.
I think that's inspiring because something that you use to calm you for therapy is getting used for kids. That's really cool.
I know.
love that.
I was really excited. So I sent him some of the different paintings. So he follows me on IG, so he's seen a lot of them too, which is why he reached out. But the book is called Throw Paint Around. And when he first reached out to me, I was like, "Are you sure?" But he was like, "Yeah, I think it's great. Like the abstract and it just shows kids that number one, do things that you love.
Mhm.
Number two, it doesn't have to be perfect."
Exactly.
And so, yeah, I'm super excited. It was supposed to come out on the 4th. There's been a little bit of a delay on that, but we did have an article come out in the New York Journal.
Oh, how cool.
I know. So my name is in the New York.
Crystals in the New York.
So that was
I'm
exciting.
with someone famous.
Kind of famous. But no,
I think it's cool.
it is. It really is. And what I think is really cool about it is this. I think because it just it just goes to show that number one, you can do anything you want
Mhm.
to do. Number two, you don't have to be incredibly great at it.
Yeah, nothing has to be perfect.
It doesn't have to be perfect.
Nothing.
I mean, think about sure, would I love to like be able to paint a beautiful landscape? Absolutely, I'd love to do that.
But there are so many people that do beautiful, perfect work like that. That's been yours is something different. Yours isn't for the image. Yours is the process of where it's coming from and what you're doing with it, what it does for you.
Right.
It's not about the end result. It's about what it's doing. And that's why I love this with the story with the kids, telling kids that you can do anything you want to and it doesn't have to be perfect. Anything is beautiful. And for the haters, because I know you got some haters on some stuff. For the haters, this just goes to show you don't know what you're talking about. Her work that's not perfect's in a book.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
she's referring to when I first started painting and I was posting some of my earlier work on social media. I had some I mean, it was insane. The good thing is it kinda it pushed my stuff to get out there
Yeah.
'cause, even bad attention is attention.
It's
So
exactly.
media.
Mhm.
But I had some people, they're like I mean, it's like the most hateful comments, people
Mhm.
don't even know me. And, it didn't bother me that they said that, it really didn't. It was actually hilarious. I was at my mom's house and I was reading them to her and we were cracking up. But, when somebody starts something like that, it does take a lot of courage and a lot of vulnerability to put that out there because you have to put it out there if you want anybody to see it, right? And so that is just another point too, you don't let anybody dull your shine, man. Yeah, don't let anybody dull your shine, and all of you haters, I'm gonna go back and find that post and link my I should go back and put my New York Journal link there now. That would
For the haters.
that would be
Mwah.
awesome.
I love it.
I'm totally doing that. Don't let me forget.
I'll remind you. Yeah, I feel like the things that we do is it's not just the things that we don't do it for other people.
Yeah,
And anybody who's out there and you're doing whatever you're doing and you think you're doing it to impress someone or to make someone happy or for their needs, stop. Do things for yourself. Do things that make yourself happy. Stop worrying about those people don't pay your bills. They don't hold you when you're crying at night. They aren't there for you when you're throwing up sick in the toilet. They're not there for you. So stop worrying about what they think. Who cares? I've had haters too. I
yeah,
don't care. I'm done with
yeah.
caring.
I think it takes I mean, it takes a couple different things. It takes time, age, experience, life lessons. It also takes you becoming comfortable with yourself in your own skin and
And
knowing
sometimes
that
that takes years. I'm in my 40s, almost 50, and I think I'm just really,
no,
really coming into that.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And that's something that
Yeah,
we resonate with
yeah,
is finding yourself.
absolutely.
Especially after having kids too, and the kids are grown and older, and now you're like, "What do I do?" And you gotta find something that makes you happy.
That's very true. Very true. And I still have one, I have an older teenager who's going into senior year and have one that's a preteen, but even now, just because even when the kids are not necessarily out of the house, but,
But
as
older
they
and taking care of
well,
themselves.
yeah, and they, get their independence and they wanna go with their friends, so their friends are over, even if they're there, they're not necessarily there on top of
Right.
you, so you're not having to do all those things that became your identity
Yeah.
for so long.
Because 'cause they're now at that age of finding themselves and their with their
Exactly.
interest, and I think that's a good sign for moms, moms and dads. If your kids are at that age where they're old enough to basically pretty much take care of themselves, whether it's, finding food or but the bathing, they're not kids that you have to tend to 24/7.
Right.
If they get to that age and you see your kids finding hobbies and things they're into and they wanna be actors or they wanna be writers or whatever, that's the time for you to stop worrying about the nitpicking and the hovering of being the best mom and dad and start to do the same. Take inspiration from your kids and find something you're into. Find something that makes you happy. Maybe what they're doing might be something you could do together. But don't just sit back and do nothing because then you lose your
That
because you lose yourself and you get
you
lost.
you do. I agree with that 100%. I really do, and so for me, it was the painting.
Mhm.
And I think too, when you are going through all of those, you're navigating through those transitions of life. I do think that there is a grief. There's a grief in becoming somebody new or losing the past version
Mhm.
of yourself and then entering into a new era and becoming a new version of yourself. And so for me, painting was I don't even know. It was hilarious. I was like, I'm gonna paint. So I texted Becca and I was like, I want to start painting. She's like, okay.
Patty.
Yeah, Patty. She's like, "Okay, what's your budget?" So, I gave her a budget and I she went and got it. Gave
Got
her
the
some
stuff.
money. I actually Zelled her money, I don't know.
Yeah.
But she went and got me all the stuff you need. Yes, paints, a canvas, all the things. And I just started painting. And you know what? They were absolutely terrible. But with time,
But did you enjoy what you were doing?
I did, but they got better.
Yeah,
You know?
and in that moment, though, that when you first put that first bit of paint on that first canvas,
Yes.
you were trying something new and you weren't thinking about the worries and the
Yes.
stress and the things that were bringing you down at that time.
Yes.
Having your little moment. And then it led to this.
It did, and I learned a very important lesson in that process. I learned that the more that I let go,
Mhm.
the more that I did not plan, the more, or not more, but the least pressure and expectation I put on
Yep.
myself during that process, the better they worked. If I went in there with a plan, they were awful.
Yeah.
If I went in there and just let like intuition and emotion and feeling and color lead,
Mhm.
they were so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
I have to say I agree with that because I experienced that with my photography.
Right.
You know, when I first started the business, I had all those years of using a camera and knowing how to shoot and knowing what to do. But when I first started the business in 2006, I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Yeah.
So I just kind of took one step at a time, but I started to grow and I started to learn. And it was that, okay, the more I got into it, I realized, oh, this is fun. Found my happy place. Even with the stress of worrying about everything, I still found my happiness. And
Yes.
look at me. Here I am today.
Exactly.
I've been published. I've won awards.
Yeah.
I've worked with some celebs. Like, I'm happy. But my biggest happiness is I found my passion working with women,
Yes.
being able to show them their beauty and their side of things.
Agree with that 100%. 100%. And I think in life, I think it mirrors life in the fact that when you finally let go just a little bit, when you finally trust yourself just a little bit,
Yeah.
you come into this whole new confidence
Mm-hmm.
an ability that was almost hidden or masked behind all of this pressure you're
I feel like it
putting
gives you
yourself.
courage to
It
continue. It gives
does.
you courage to put yourself out there.
It does.
And that's the problem. So many people have so much potential, but they're afraid of being embarrassed. Stop worrying. Failure over and over and over is success because if you stop, you get nowhere. But there's that one moment you're going to get it. You're never going to be successful if you don't fail. You have to continue to try.
Exactly.
If you give up, then you've given up.
Mhm.
You might have been one more step from being that moment. I mean, hell, think about it. Morgan Freeman, a bunch of our older actors and stuff, half of them that are in their 70s didn't start acting until they were in their 50s.
Mhm.
Like they tried and tried and tried and they got that big
One
role
break.
and bam.
One break.
Don't give up on your dreams, people. Please.
I mean, I agree. I couldn't agree more. That's kind of like my new
Yeah.
motto here.
Failure
Yes, you can.
is success.
Yeah, and putting yourself out there is intimidating and scary.
It's very scary.
But it does get easier the more you do
It
it.
does.
You get more comfortable with
Mhm.
it. The first time I put a painting on, or even like talk to camera on a content creating reel, I was like, oh,
Oh
like
my
I
God.
promise I know how to talk. Why can't I talk? But why is this so nerve wracking? And now it's just like, okay, whatever. Second nature.
When I had my own TikTok, I remember trying to do I'd get the people send me products and stuff, and I was trying to do all the
Yeah.
videos and the shower stuff and the skincare and all that. And I went through that phase for about 3 months. And girl, every time I'd watch my video back, I just cringed. I was like, I hated my voice. I was like, my skin looks like I just hated on myself more and more and more.
Yes.
And I'm like, I got to stop this.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, it was just like a awakening moment. I was like, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? I'm supposed to be over here talking about, my clients. You're gorgeous. You're beautiful. And I'm more hated on myself than I do anybody else. And I'm like, I got to stop doing that because I'm torturing myself. And I was like, Jamie, listen to your own advice. You're beautiful. You are okay. You're fine. If they don't like it, they ain't got to watch because
Right.
you could scroll.
We are our own worst critic.
Absolutely.
Not even
I don't think that line will ever leave the planet because for generations to come, it's going to continue to be that way. Someone is going to be you've got the handful of people that just judge others, but most of us judge ourselves more than anything.
we do. And it's not just looks.
And it's not okay.
It's not okay. But we're our own yeah, can't talk.
Lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
clothes, how we look. Just,
Guilt,
oh,
past,
yep.
regrets. just not even looks.
But I feel like we shouldn't judge ourselves on our guilt or our past or things like that, because the things that you did in your past is what made you who you are today.
It is.
And you wouldn't be where you are today without those chapters in your past.
It is. I just think that it takes a lot of inner work and realization for people to get to that place.
And it takes a lot of internal work.
It does.
And I think that's another reason why it was really important for me to do this podcast instead of what I was doing before, because even like bringing you in and you going through some of the same things, it's like we have a mission as women to tell our stories to help other women who are coming up or maybe going through it. And if I can just be a voice for one person, I'm happy with that. But I'd like to help more.
Yeah, no, that I completely agree.
But I'm excited. I can't wait to see this New York Journal and see your book. And I'm so excited.
I know, I'm excited too.
So y'all be on the lookout, okay? This is coming. We're going to be sharing it and we'll post about it.
Absolutely. And if you would like to carry one of your bookstores, let me.
Yes. Now, Miss Kristal has some rapid fire questions for us.
I do have rapid fire questions.
I better get prepared.
I did write them down because my brain is not braining.
Our brains are not braining at all ever.
Okay. All right. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. Your first rapid fire question is, what is a TV show or series that you could binge watch 100 times?
High Potential. All day long. I love that show. God, I think it's on Paramount. I believe it's on Paramount.
I've never heard of it.
It's so good.
What's it about?
So, this lady, she has a super high IQ, super high. She wears hoochie mama clothes, like freaking high heels, hot pink mini skirts, and bling all over.
Reminds me of Aaron Brockovich.
Yes, she's very flamboyant, and I love it. But she's a single mom of 3 kids. She has a daughter, a son, and then a little girl, a baby girl. She's still friends with her ex-husband. He's the father of the youngest 2, but he babysits while she now goes to work with the police. And that started because with her high IQ, she never really could find a job that would fit for her. So she was had a cleaning business. Well, she was cleaning for the police department after hours. And she's seen a lot of the stuff they'd write on the dry erase boards and files. Well, with that high IQ, she can connect things and she sees things that other people don't.
Mm-hmm.
So she starts writing stuff and doing this. Well, the next day, the police are like, who changed this? What is this? What happened? So they go to the cameras and they see it was her. They bring her in and they ask her about it. And she's like, it was wrong.
It was wrong.
No, what do you mean?
Fixing that for you.
Yeah. So she explained the whole scenario and they all looked at each other like, who's this girl? Fast forward, they bring her in as a consultant. So now she's working with the police and it's so cool. It's the funniest show.
How many seasons are there?
I believe, I know there's 1 season I've just watched, and I believe season 2 is starting in August.
Okay.
So, yeah, I highly recommend it.
I'm going to have to check it out. I love those kind of shows. I love
it's so fun.
Prom show, and I love any that are, especially with like a woman.
It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. It's a really good one. But that one and Matlock with Kathy Bates.
Okay.
Those 2 would be my top picks.
Nice.
What about you?
I haven't watched anything in so long. But I did there was one show that was so good. It was with Christina Applegate. I think it's called Dead to Me.
Yes.
It's so good.
I haven't watched it, but I've seen the premiere, or I've seen the...
You gotta watch that. You would love that one too. You would like that. I think it's on...
Was this prior? Like, how old is this show?
It's pretty...
Because she has her...
Yeah, it was prior to her health
Okay.
issues. As a matter of fact, on the very last season, she must have just started getting sick because you can tell in her appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this show kind of ended, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because she started gaining a little weight and then having that stiffness and not moving.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, and that was...
And that broke my heart. I grew up watching her.
I know, that was...
Married with children.
Yeah, that was evident on the... Oh, you know what?
The baby killed... we killed the baby... What was it? Don't Kill the Babysitter. That show she did with... Oh, my gosh. I love that one.
You talked about Married with Children, and... you know how we were talking about social media.
Yes.
One of the trolls came on one of the pictures, and he was like, "Okay, Peg Bundy."
Oh, my gosh.
Because of my red hair. Remember when I had bangs and I had my hair really big?
It's funny because your hair was like that when we did one of your
The very
photo
first
shoots.
shoot we
Well,
did.
that one and the one in the doorway at the boutique.
Yes.
You were leaned in and your hair was. Now I see it. I see it. I cannot unsee that.
I died laughing when I read that comment.
Oh, now I'm gonna start calling you Peg and her Patty.
I'm like, I can't really argue with this guy.
That's hilarious.
I mean, it's kind of legit.
Okay.
All right,
That's
ready
a
for
good
another one?
Yeah, throw it at me.
All right. If you could instantly become a master of one thing, like a talent or anything, what would it be?
Humanity. When I say that, I want to be able to help anyone I come in contact with. I want to have that internal ability. Whether they're sad, I can cheer them up. If they're hurt, I can help heal. I want to, and I don't, and I think this is probably one of the biggest things that bothers me is a lot of people misjudge me for who I am. And deep down inside, I'm just a little girl who just loves to give hugs and smile and take pictures. That's me. That's me. And a lot of times, a lot of people misconstrued a lot of things that I say or I do into, oh, she's a terrible person, or oh, that was just mean, or oh, she's judging. Most people don't actually listen to what I say.
Yeah.
And I just want to be the best human being that I can be to help other people.
That's amazing.
I mean, I sat down and I asked my husband something about this the other day, and he said, honey, do you know you've helped a lot of people already? And I was like, no. He's like, think about every woman you've taken picture of and how many times you've got video or photo proof or witnesses to watch them walk in the door, super sad, scared to death. They get made over and you take their pictures and they leave in tears because they're so happy about how they feel about themselves. Those are the people you've helped. So again, that's why I love helping women. Every woman is beautiful to me in so many different ways. But for me, I want to show them and let them know how beautiful they are.
Right. And I think that that's what people don't understand. I mean, most women do understand this about boudoir,
Yeah.
but boudoir really is not
It's not about
sex. It's about confidence.
courage, confidence, and self-love.
Absolutely.
And I tell every woman that comes in here, and I have it on my little questionnaire, and I say, who are you doing this for? And they always say their spouse or their boyfriend or significant other or whatever. But there's been a handful that will say myself.
Myself.
That's the point.
Myself.
They'll come in and be like, this is for my husband for our first anniversary. No, this is for you. He just gets the privilege of seeing beautiful images of you. So every woman who does a boudoir shoot, it's not about sex. It's about self-love, being courageous, stepping in front of that camera and loving yourself for who you are. You are not fat. You are not ugly. And that key word that I'm not photogenic is a myth. Every human being is photogenic. And if I hear one more photographer or one more client come in and say, I'm not photogenic, I can't take pictures. Lies. Everybody is photogenic. I can tell you this for a fact. The problem is you have to find the right person to pull out your beautiful side.
And your confidence.
And your confidence and your courage. Because if you find the right person that can pull that out and make you feel the way you feel in that moment, and then they see that picture on that screen, that's it. They're like, oh, I am photogenic. See? You just needed somebody to show you.
Let me ask you a question while we're on this.
Okay.
So you've taken a lot of my pictures.
Last 2 years.
So is there a difference that you see
Yes.
first time I walked in until when you take my pictures now?
When you walked in, I was in that space over off of Troop Highway. When you came in that day, I could see the deer in the headlights. You were just getting into that, wanting to do the modeling and the acting, and you were trying to figure out their path and what you needed to do. And you're like, I know I need headshots, but I don't know what to do. She walks in.
She's I've never taken pictures like
I know. You had that beautiful brown dress. It was so sexy in your hair, your peg hair. But she walked in and I could see the nervousness. And actually, I may go back and pull one of your recent ones to one of those and show you.
Yeah,
You can
that would be so cool.
in your eyes. You can see it in your smile, on your body language, all the body language. But just being able to find, and then now you're like, All you needed was direction.
Exactly.
That is why I am not a photographer.
You know what? You should
I am
that as a like an ad and just like
There you go.
behind the scenes though. You know, like always
We could still do some stuff.
Yeah.
Let me do something,
Yeah.
try to do something for that. But I always tell people that when I was talking to my husband about this morning, I'm not a photographer. I am a creative director and beauty photographer who works their hardest to pull out the best side of you. And when people say, "Oh, she's just a photographer." Okay. I want to hear all the stories of all those women that found themselves, that loved themselves again, that found happiness. Oh, she's just a photographer.
I will. I was addicted, you know, addicted. But it was so much fun. It was a really great experience. You did a fantastic job of bringing me out of that shell and
On
knowing
that comp card, I'm sure those modeling agencies was like, oh.
yeah, and just, you know, yeah, just bringing me out of my shell, making me feel beautiful. Because that's something that you do a very good job of. A lot of photographers just take the pictures, but like you gave that positive reinforcement the whole time. And so that reassures somebody who is not confident or doesn't,
Girl,
yeah,
I
you know,
there's always a
mhm,
most of my clients will bring someone with them to kind of do some behind the scenes or something, and they're like, "Dang, I want
you
her to
are,
do mine."
you are, and
So
it's
I love that.
so helpful for somebody who, you know, is just starting out or has
And for
lots of
those ones that
confidence.
say they're not photogenic, and I take their picture and I show them, and they're like, "Oh!" And then I keep shooting, and then they see it and they loosen up, and then I start squealing. And if you know me, I'm like, "Girl,
She
yeah,
knows.
yeah."
She does.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
I get loud.
She
My
does.
high pitch, I get loud. But I get excited because I can see where they were 5 minutes ago to now, and it's like, "Keep going, keep going." I want to make sure that every woman sees that one there's one photo every woman needs to see themselves as, and that's the one that they're like, "Yes,
Mhm.
that's me."
Yeah.
Stand up tall, own it, love yourself. That's all I want is for people to love themselves.
Yeah.
I think that is the best medicine.
I agree 100% because everything falls into alignment after that.
Mhm. What else you got for me?
Okay, well, that
I'm scared.
no, that's good. It's funny that your conversation went there because that's actually kind of in line with the next question that I am going to ask you.
Okay.
In a way, what do people assume about you that's wrong?
Oh, okay. Well, this is, like a 1, 2, 3. First of all, people think I'm over cocky. People think that I am somewhat hateful. And then I have other people who think that how do I say that? I got to find the word for that one. So let me go back to the beginning.
Okay.
So I have a lot of people that think because the things that I've been through from the age of 2, and you'll get this in my memoir, from the age of 2 all the way to where I am now, the things I've gone through kind of puts you in a defense mode.
Mhm.
And when someone comes at you, a lot of times you get defensive. And then people think, "Oh, she's guilty because she's defensive." No, I'm trying to let that past stay behind me and not be that way. So I'm not a hateful person. I just get tired of people's bullshit. And with politics and the race and all the hate going on in the world and all of that, it makes me angry because I promised I would never talk about religion and race and politics on this, and I'm not, but I'm going to say I feel like everyone needs to love everyone because the world is already a hard place to be in. And you don't know what someone's gone through. And I promise you, the people who see me on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or out in public think that they know who I am. They have no idea. They have no idea. I am the kindest. I am the most loyal. I don't talk about people behind their backs, and I don't listen to others when they talk about people behind their backs. I don't want to do it. And there are people in this town who have judged me and hated on me and talked about me behind my back. And all I do is every time I see them, "Hi, how are you?" and keep going. because it's not in me. Because they're hating on me is not my problem. That is a them problem.
Right.
And they need to know, just as everyone else, I don't talk about people behind their backs. I'm not the backstabber. I don't complain about people. I just, where's it going to get me? What is it going to get me? Nothing. And the other part is I'm very empathetic to a lot of people, but I have a lot of people that are not that way for me. I have people that don't call and check on me. People that, so probably the biggest thing is I feel alone a lot of times.
Yeah.
And that's very hard to know that I've got 5,000 people on my Facebook page that follow me. And I could probably call 2 people to depend on if
Yeah.
I needed help for something, 2. So that's very disheartening for someone like me because I'm actually a very loyal person. I'm the person you can tell all your deep, dark secrets to, and that might be why I'm going psycho. I don't know, because it's all stuck up here, and I'm like, ugh.
Well, if you're an empath, you do tend to absorb that energy.
It's like a dog. It's like a service dog, because when you have a service dog, all your problems, they carry that. That's why you gotta love on them. And if you're abusing them, they're just carrying more. So stop being hateful to people as well as me, and stop judging them. And if you have a problem with me, just come to me, and I'll be completely honest. So for anyone who has issues with me or had issues in the past or whatever it may be, just know I still love you.
I think that Bracelet got tangled in those earphones. I think that it is important to know as an empathic person, because I am one as well. I can actually, have a really hard conversation with somebody about their issue and then
You feel it.
for the rest of
Yep.
the day.
Mm.
And so you have to be very careful with your energy. And that doesn't mean that you don't want to listen or you don't.
You just have to be careful who you listen
You
to.
just have to be careful and you have to know when it becomes when I'm going through something, I try to be very mindful of this too. I do not want to be like if I have an issue, like I don't want to have, one person that they're getting all the
Yeah.
every conversation that we have is about whatever problem I'm going through.
You don't want to put that all on them.
Yes, because it is very difficult.
Traumatic.
It
It's
is.
traumatic.
It
It's
is.
hard to process.
It is, and it's hard to absorb
I
that
feel like I do
energy.
that to my husband sometimes. Like, when I complain about things and stuff, and he's like dealing with all that. I'm like, wait, I need to sit. That's why I told you that last time I sit and listen to him complain about work,
Yeah.
because I know he's got to get that off of his chest.
Right. Yeah. And most people, I don't know. I don't know if most people aren't self-aware enough to realize that about themselves, or
No,
most people
a lot of people aren't aware.
are just not have not never been or not an empath, so they haven't been on the other side of it to realize that, you absorb a lot of that.
Some of my closest, I would say one of my closest friends that I adore and I love to death is the biggest complainer I've ever known.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart because I don't think they realize the more they complain, they're just bringing themselves down.
Right.
Stop complaining. Whatever's bothered you, deal with it, put it behind you, and move on.
Mhm.
But if it's a repeated, if it's one of those, if
Right.
they continue, okay, get rid of the problem,
Mhm.
stop complaining about it, and move on. Be happy, because they don't realize that they're destroying their own self, and they're destroying the person that they're complaining to.
Yeah. Yeah. It does definitely. I've had to let go of at least one friendship just because
Mhm.
it was always negativity and it was always,
Or all about them.
it was all about them. Every
Yep.
time, we would have a conversation, it would be about, you know, their kids doing whatever they did or just like the same thing
Or if you say
over
something,
and over and
they try to, oh yeah, yeah, and then you're like, can we get some resolution here first and some listen to, and let me
I
get it out?
yeah, I do understand and I've learned to kind of distinguish the difference in this
Yeah.
because some people, when you're conversing with them, some people will say something about themselves because they're trying to connect to you.
Yeah.
They're trying to say like me too. That's their
Yeah.
me too. But some people are trying to take it over and make
Yep.
it about them. So it is
And whether
something
they realize it or they don't, it's still an issue. That for me, that's why every person needs to stop for a moment and think about what they're doing. And maybe if that friendship has stalled, or wait, why aren't they calling me? Or why aren't they talking to me? Or spouse or sibling or whoever it is. But they need to stop and be like, oh, maybe I was the problem.
maybe I am the problem. No,
Some people can't admit to that, though.
yeah, no, some
That's
people
sad.
it's challenging for some
Yep.
people because they haven't done the inner work, but there definitely is a difference between, making the conversation about
Mhm.
you because it's me, and having that, that empathetic,
Yeah.
conversation style where somebody's telling you something terrible and you're like, me too.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes even when you're like, me too, depending on that personality type, they still may take it as like you're trying to make it about you. I say that because I'm that kind of person.
Mhm.
That's like my way of being like, I understand. I've gone
Yeah.
through that too, so, but they do tell
Yeah.
you that there's like kind of a double edged sword to that
There it
because
is.
it will either, some people will understand that and some people will look at
Yeah.
you and be like, okay, she's trying to make it all about,
Exactly.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just all I can say is if you're out there and you're friends with someone, whether you have problems or they have problems, maybe just stop and think for a second and be like, you know what? I need to listen to my friend a little more. I need to be there for them a little more. Or just give them a hug and not say nothing.
Mhm.
Or if they're talking to you, don't respond. Just listen. It's so easy to just be the best friend you can by just listening. You know, a lot of times when we sit here and we record, when we turn the mics and the cameras off, we just sit and talk. I'll listen to her vent. She listens to me vent. We cry, we hug, we leave, we go home, and we feel better about ourselves.
A hundred
But you
percent.
just got to give a little and then let them give a little.
100%.
That's the best way to do it.
This reminds me of have a good friend. Her name is Nicole Wilson, and she did a Instagram story on kind of this subject, but she's we have to have her on one day 'cause
Okay.
she's very much into all this kind of stuff as well. But she was talking about toxic positivity,
Yes.
and that's
That is a real thing.
it is. And she was talking about, sometimes you just have to meet people where they are, and what you're
Yeah.
saying, just let them talk and just listen. You don't have to give a solution. You don't have
Hmm.
to tell them that everything's going to be okay. That's what toxic positivity is like, don't worry, everything's going to be fine. Don't worry, everything's going to be fine, which is,
No, it's not.
we're just wired to do that
Yeah.
because we want them to feel better.
Yeah.
But the theory behind the toxic positivity is you're really negating what needs to be done with your,
You
friends.
need to ask them what is wrong. How can I help? Don't tell them it's going to be okay. It's not okay until you know what the hell's wrong.
And some people just have to listen.
Yeah.
They just need to get off their chest.
Just
They don't have
let
to
them
wait.
hug, let them cry, let them vent, let them scream. Girl, I had a girlfriend years ago. We used to call each other when we were had meltdowns about boyfriends, bad relationships. So we'd call each other, whoever was coming to whoever's house. All right, I got the 6-pack, I'm coming, or a bottle of wine. We'd go to each other's house. We would literally sit in the living room, Indian style, scream. We would cry. We had a punching bag. We'd punch and we'd drink. By the end of the night, we both felt better and we were okay.
Just have to get it
You
out.
just gotta let it out. So you need that friend to let you let it out.
100%.
And good friends.
I agree. I agree.
What we next? What we got?
Well, out of rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So I want to talk to you about this idea I have for the podcast.
Okay.
So I know we're going to have guests on, and we're going
Mhm.
to start doing that
I believe in August. Yeah.
soon. Yeah. Okay. August. But I also had this idea, and I don't know how we would work it. Maybe I could create a Google form. Maybe they could send it in via email to one of our emails.
Fan mail. Yeah.
Yeah. But what if we had people, I wanted to say women, it doesn't have to be just women, but who wrote to us, they could include their name, they could write anonymously, whatever, but they, write something like,
Big advice or help.
yeah, advice. They're like,
Vent.
yeah, they're like, hey, I'm going through this issue and I'm at a crossroads and I don't know, where I should go from here, or this happened in the past and I can't let it go because this and this, like this advice column area, and then we could
Yeah.
address it on the podcast.
I like that idea. Yeah. Would y'all do that? So we'll create a Google Doc.
Yeah.
We'll have it available so you can go in and fill it out. Like she said, you could do your name. You could do your first and last name, or you could just do your first name, and then you could do anonymous if you wanted to. We would only need an email, and we didn't need your phone number or address, but I would like to know like your city and state, and then just basic question. No, tell us what's wrong. You know, if it's a relationship problem or if it's a child problem
Yeah.
or no work issues or you're going through postpartum, because Lord knows I've been there. I got 5 kids. Um, You got two. So we've dealt with that. Any issue, any problem that you just need to talk to someone about, yeah, definitely reach out. I love that idea. It's perfect.
I think it would be
Yeah.
I think it would be neat, and I think that it would be really in line with what we're trying to
Yeah.
do here. And yeah, we could talk about it on air. We would, if you don't want your name, just put it
Yep.
anonymous. I mean, and we'll just,
Yeah.
talk
We'll
through
have
it.
all those questions on there. You fill them out. Be very distinctive about what you want us to say and not say. And we could talk about it and give you an answer back this way. And then we could go from there.
I think it would be a lot of fun.
And then if they get to a point where they're ready, maybe they'd want to come on as a guest and talk about their
Absolutely.
stuff.
Absolutely.
Whatever situation they're dealing with, and maybe we could help them. Maybe there's a professional out there that could help them. Who knows?
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that idea too.
Here we go. All right, that'll be coming soon. But until that's ready, you can still definitely go to the website, to the podcast website. There's contact for any kind of fan mail. You can do a voicemail or you could just write in. So that is still point of contact for now, or the emails. So either one of us, we both have an email that you could reach out to and contact and ask us. But we'll get that doc up soon. I love that idea. Cool.
I'll work on that, and
We're here to help.
spare time.
Yeah. Cool. I like it. All right. So we're going to wrap it up today. But before we do, I did want to talk about we have some guests that will be coming on. Those episodes will be airing in August, start airing in August. And one of them is going to be Jen Ford. We
Nice.
talked about April Smith. Those are a couple of Texas music artists. And then you have a couple of ladies that you wanted to get in.
I do.
What do they do? Are they like inspirational? Or-
Yeah, so they're just women that are, like us. They have a story and they have a comeback, and so just
I love it.
okay, inspiration.
Perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect. So we'll have some guests on. And if you have a story, if there's something that you've gone through, you've experienced that you think could help someone out there, or you got a funny story or a crazy one, we want them all. And you'd like to be a guest on a show, that's something else. You can email us and ask to be on the show. We'll consider your story. And we'd love to have people on to tell their stories, because I feel like, especially women, I feel like they don't have a platform. Yes, they have social media, but there's so much judgment on there. I think a group of women sitting and talking about real shit
Mhm.
is what people need to hear.
I love it.
Because I hate the fake stuff. I'm tired of the fake stuff. I'm so tired of it. I'm over the fake influencers, the fake, I've seen so many of them on there faking things. Like, you see that they have one room with nothing on the walls and they're recording and they're doing their thing. And I'm like, that's their house. And then the rest of their house just looks like, it's like, stop being fake. I want real. I want real people on here. So that's what I'm looking forward to. Real stories.
I'm excited about that. I wanted to tell you one thing before we close. Abigail and I did. Well, you were there. The extraordinary Loop thing. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
It the movie screening is August the 5th.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, in Plano at Studio Movie Girl. So I'm gonna have to remember to take off
Yes.
on that day, because it's always during a weekday.
Yeah.
It's easier to do a
Always is.
screening then.
That's so cool.
So I gotta remember to take off so I can take Abigail to see herself on
That
a
is
movie
so
screen.
cool.
I know.
Y'all, this is, well, not just Abigail. Mama Kristal over here is in the movie. She just left that part out. They filmed a movie. What is it? Luna's
Extraordinary
World. And her daughter Abigail is Luna. And it was so cool. She's in it. And I was actually there doing behind the scenes of the whole
and
thing.
photography.
That was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
That, just watching y'all interact and do all that, so cool. So excited. I can't wait to see it.
I know. I'm excited.
Y'all stay tuned. Y'all gonna get to see the movie. We'll post all the links so y'all can go check it out. So that's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited for her to see that.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see herself on the big screen. And was she 12?
11.
What? 11.
She'll be 12. She's almost 12. She looks like she's about 15.
She does. She's tall.
She's so tall.
God, she's tall.
So tall.
Love that girl. She's
way
so
taller
big.
than me.
The kids always outgrow. That happens. Y'all, this has been a good one. We've enjoyed it. It was a good talk.
It was. We have to go. We're going to a fashion show after this.
Yeah, fashion show at the Vintage
Yeah.
Collection place here in Tyler. So we're gonna go do some filming and videoing and all that of the fashion show. So
I'm
we'll talk
excited
about that and maybe have some shots you'll see on
for the next
social
time.
medias. Yeah.
I'm kind of excited about that. I love that store.
Yeah. Love that store.
Love vintage
The
clothes.
collection, the Vintage Collection on Broadway. Y'all check it out. It's a really cool place.
Yeah.
So
Love me some vintage stuff.
we'll see you on the flip side.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.